What's up, everybody? My name is Kody Rattler, and welcome to episode 1 of Shadow of the Colossus. Full disclosure, my dumbass already recorded episode 1, and I forgot to hit the record button. Yay! We are doing this again, from the top. Guys, I am diving into Shadow of the Colossus because this is one of my favorite games. I kicked off my channel with A Link to the Past, which is definitely a favorite of mine, but this one is a deep cut. This is a cult classic. I love this game for so many different reasons, but to backtrack a little bit, it's a PlayStation 2 game. It was remade for PS3, and then it was remade for PS4. I'm playing this on PS4, and at this point the game is just visually stunning. It looks so good, the way it performs. I will say controls are a little clunky like PlayStation 2, but I mean, what can you expect? This game is like so deeply rooted. It's so good. I'm very curious. Have any of you guys played this game? If you have, let me know what you think. If you haven't, you are in for a treat. I wouldn't waste your time with the game that I don't think you guys would like. Also, I want to be playing games that I'm just excited for in general. And this is, again, one of my favorite games. I will let you guys know that prior to like hitting a new game, there's a long cutscene that shows your character traveling down these long mountain trails, and you're just going on an adventure. There's no context. You just see your character riding on a horse very far, and you don't know where. Now I'm in this like forbidden land. There was this long narrow bridge that leads out to this place that no man is supposed to be. The thing I love about this game is there is little to no dialogue. Like, there is, but there's not a whole lot of context to tell you what's really going on. So I'm going to be filling in the spaces for those of you that don't know. To kind of give you a bit of context ahead of time for where we're at. Your character is pretty much a street rat. You're an asshole from what I can tell. You stole this sacred sword. It's some sort of magical sword, and we'll get to that in a bit. But you also kidnapped a dead princess. Yeah, I didn't stutter. She's dead, and she's a princess, or a maiden of some sort. But you are not supposed to be here. This is a forbidden land. You've taken the sword, you've taken the princess's body, and you hauled ass out of wherever the hell you came from. It's going to show us a little bit later in some smaller cutscenes, but there's, from what I gather, a king and some of his soldiers are hauling ass after you as we speak, and they want to get that sword and princess back. They want to stop you from whatever you're about to go do. Pretty sure they know what you're trying to do. And for those of you that haven't played the game, our character has brought this dead body to this altar in hopes that the legends are true, that the myths are as they stand, that a soul can be brought back from the dead. Let me just like point out how like clean that face looks. It's a PlayStation 2 face, no doubt. That place began from the resonance of intersecting points. They are memories replaced by ends and knots and etched into stone. Blood, young sprouts, sky. And the one with the ability to control beings created from light. In that world, it is said that if one should wish it, one can bring back the souls of the dead. But to trespass upon that land is strictly forbidden. That's a dead princess. And just like that, shit start going south immediately. So I have a lot of theories about like the actual storyline of this game. I've played it probably 5 to 10 times now. And I know what's going on, but it's still so vague even at the end of the game. I'm assuming that these are demons of some sort. I think it's safe to assume. Dark, shadowy figures. What else would they be? And there's our sword. A magical sword of light. So had you not had the sword and you came here, I'm sure you probably would have died. But since you have the sword, you're able to ward off the demons that would otherwise probably rip your body apart. And this is the creepy, creepy demon known as Dormin. So right off the bat, I think it's creepy because it has multiple voices. There's the deep voice, and then there's a female voice over it. We are legion. We are many. So I guess we could say that Dormin is death? Or maybe the gatekeeper of death? My suspicion is that Dormin is like a demon. I think it's like the lead demon. See, there's a little bit of context. She was sacrificed, so I don't even know how they killed her. Doesn't look like she was beheaded or anything, but she was sacrificed because she had a cursed fate. Irony is that her sacrifice led to her fate being cursed. And right off the bat, Dormin is saying, you know that souls cannot be reclaimed once they're lost. Is that not mortal law? However, with that sword, you might be in business. Really? By the way, I don't know if this is like a made-up language. I'm gonna assume it is. So already right off the bat, you know something's sketch. I'll let you know that pretty much everything we do in this game feels wrong. Everything is like leading up to bad news. I mean, right off the bat, we stole a sword and a dead body, and we're trying to bring it back from the dead. We're making deals with the demon. You guys are... You should be picking up on what's going on. She's basically saying, or she or he, Dormin, whatever that thing is, if you want me to bring back a soul, I need you to do something for me. Each of these statues represents a Colossi, and I need you to go and kill all of them. Spoiler alert, these Colossi are essentially seals. So your character, being ignorant and narrow-minded, he just wants the princess back to life. He doesn't care what it's going to cost. I'm going to leave it at that so you guys can see what happens when we get there, but yeah, Dormin wants us to kill the Colossi. It's a very simple task, simply put anyway. I wouldn't say the task is simple because these Colossi are no joke. It doesn't matter. So with that conversation, Dormin's saying, hey, this is going to be a heavy price to pay if you want this soul to come back. And your character, again, ignorantly just says, I don't care. I made it this far. Tell me what I need to do next. Alright, so with the sword, when you raise it, it begins collecting the sun's energy and shoots out in a direction. It's basically what tells you where to go for the game. It's like the game's navigation system. And I feel like with this first episode, it's going to be a little bit longer than some of the others because we've got this intro. The way I foresee this series being broken down is there's 13 Colossi, I believe. I could be wrong, don't quote me. But I want to be doing at least one Colossi per episode. So, Episode 1, we are going to go take out this first Colossi. I'm actually kind of glad that I recorded it once, or rather didn't record it, because now I already have the controls down, and I feel like it saves you guys time from me being an idiot. And I know what not to waste my time on, so there's that. Always look on the bright side of life. Alright, so now that I'm here, I want to pull out my bow and arrow, and I'm going to grab this fruit that's up here. I think I searched the whole tree, and this was the only fruit in the tree. But guys, you want to get both fruit and lizards with shiny blue tails. The fruit, I believe, increases your health, and the lizards increase your stamina. Both of which is essentially the only thing that matter in this game, stamina and health. Also, the world is massive. It's really big, but it feels like everything is placed where it should be. Again, there's no enemies, so it kind of gives it like this eerie feel. The only enemies in the game are the Colossi, which it's our job to go and find out, 1, where they're at, and 2, how to kill them. Each is unique, so I'm very excited for those of you that haven't played this game, because yeah, they're all their own individual challenge. And I anticipate a lot of you guys that are watching this probably haven't played this game. Those of you that have watched this, you're probably like, of course I played this game, it's a cult classic. You're my people. But those of you that haven't, the point of me playing this game is 1, have fun, but 2, show you guys how it's done. Show you guys why I care about this game and why you should care about this game. That's the point of my channel. I want to have fun. I want to show you guys some of the things that make me me. This game is definitely one of the games I grew up on. And with that, we are heading over to the first Colossus. So if you guys couldn't tell already, this is heavily an adventure game and a platforming game. A lot of it is about climbing, stamina based. But the end goal is to seek these Colossus and kill them. Seek these Colossi and kill them. Alright, and yeah, you guys can see already we are at the first one. And these things are no joke. They are massive. Look at how big this thing is compared to me. The cool thing about this game is it encourages you to play multiple playthroughs. You can upgrade your weapons. Like on the second playthrough, I think you can get arrows that whistle, which attracts their attention much easier. It makes for like fighting the Colossi pretty simple. Also, you'll get a cape later on, like in the next playthrough, where I think your sword damage is increased. So, I don't know. If you've ever played those games in that era that it like let you carry over your progress in New Game Plus, those are my kind of games. This is one of them. Unfortunately, I'm beating this game raw. We started a new game, and I'm going to just show you guys how to do it from scratch. I would definitely recommend not being on the ground when his foot makes contact, because yeah, just like small little steps cause tremors. You guys can see where his weak spots are at if your sword is out, so make sure you have your sword equipped while you're climbing these Colossi. Typically the bow is not going to be used once you're climbing a Colossus. To this day, I don't know whether to say Colossi or Colossus. Plural, singular. Alright, when he leans forward, I can just let go and run. I'm going to kind of let my stamina regenerate. You can see it's in the bottom right, the yellow bar. And then I'm going to hold with square. You'll see in the stamina, you'll start increasing that inner circle. That's like how much damage you're going to do. So let it charge for a little bit. And this one's very straightforward, guys. I climbed up the back, I got up to the top of the head, and I killed it. Each Colossus is going to be a little bit different. They have different weak spots. You're not going to know unless you have your sword out. I know where most of them are at, so we're probably going to be flying through this pretty quickly, but for those of you that are playing on your own, make sure to use your sword. And with that, we are done with the first Colossus. Colossi. I'm just going to say both from here on out. And yeah, I noticed when they die, there's like this dark feeling that happens. One, the music's sad, which tells me that probably shouldn't be killing these things. 2, they're just wandering and minding their own business. There's no enemies in the game. They're not even going out and destroying things. They're just on their paths. Pretty much guardians. And then your asshole character comes in with a sacred sword and a dead body and start slaying them one by one. You'll notice the music's sad when they die. Black spirits come out of the bodies and then enter your body. And after every death of a Colossi, you wind back up in front of the altar of Dorman. And now there's a sleep paralysis demon just standing over my limp body. And every time you kill one, there's going to be another demon just standing over you. Very creepy. This game just gives me all kinds of vibes. From like the really epic big vibes to the... I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about some of the dark parts of this game, but... Ugh. And just like that, guys, we beat the first Colossi. I'm going to be ending the episode here, but I want to make sure we can carry on into this cutscene. Like I said, I foresee this happening to where I'm going to be splitting it up episode. Every time we beat a Colossi, I'll chop it up, which means some of these are going to be shorter. This is probably going to be a longer episode, like I said. You'll notice the dark Ganon-type organ playing. It's like menacing. So it's sad music when we kill a Colossi, but it's dark when the statue falls. Again, a lot of foreshadowing, and me trying not to spoil a lot, but dang. Right off the bat, we're just going straight into the second one. Dorman doesn't even care. Oh, boo-hoo, you killed one. Nope. Your second foe is going to be in the seaside cave. It moves slowly. Rise that courage and defeat it. Also, what's really cool is each statue actually represents the Colossi. So if I happen to be forgetting them or just wanted a quick reminder, I could look at the statue and get a pretty good idea what I'm about to take on. And just like that, the game wants us to go and take on the second one. You guys will notice this game is pretty straightforward. Like, it's just one after the other. If I wanted to try to beat it in one sitting, it would probably take quite a few hours, but we're going to enjoy ourselves and pace this series. If you guys enjoyed this first episode, please give the video a like. Make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell notification. I want you guys to be aware of when episodes are coming out, whether it's this series or the next. Also, to give you guys a little bit of a heads up on the channel, I fully anticipate playing Last of Us 2. I'm actually playing Last of Us on my own free time right now. I felt like that was just too much to be recording and setting up for the channel. This game feels a little bit more appropriate. I can break it up, like I said, into the episodes that I wish to be doing. And this is, again, something that's so important to me. This game is on my top 10 list, no doubt. I want you guys to understand some of the games that mean a lot to me. So if you're here watching the channel, I very much appreciate your time. You're coming to learn a game that means a lot to me, and hopefully you learn a little bit more about me by the end of this. And with that being said, I appreciate your guys' time so much. I very much look forward to episode 2. Thank you guys, and with that, I'll see you next time. Adios.